Entering your 40s feels like a massive shift in the gravity of your daily life and your long-term priorities. Have you ever noticed that hitting this specific decade feels fundamentally more complex than any other stage before? Just a few short years ago, it felt like you were cruising through your 30s with relative ease and confidence. You were likely managing a rising career, perhaps starting a family, and navigating the world with energy. But then, almost without warning, you wake up one morning and the reality of being middle-aged sets in. It starts with the small, frustrating things, like your lower back hurting just because you slept slightly wrong. You begin to notice that you make a very specific grunt sound every single time you stand up from the couch. And somehow, you have transformed into the type of person who gets genuinely excited about a new vacuum cleaner. You find yourself obsessively researching the suction power and battery efficiency of high-end household appliances. But amidst these humorous physical changes, there is a massive plot twist regarding your personal finances. Your 40s are actually the prime decade when your accumulated capital can start working much harder than you. If you were disciplined enough to crush those major financial milestones in your earlier years, congratulations! You have successfully built the rock-solid foundation upon which a life of true wealth can be established. However, if you look at your bank account right now and wish there were a few more zeros at the end, I want you to take a very deep breath and understand that there is absolutely no reason for you to panic. Your 40s are precisely when the real wealth-building magic begins to happen if you make the right moves. The ultimate goal is to build extraordinary wealth without having to sacrifice your mental health or relationships. There is a huge gap between constant financial struggle and total independence that can be bridged today. If you are tired of the exhausting feeling that you are just spinning your wheels while others find success, it often feels like everyone around you has cracked some mysterious money code that allows them to be free. If you want to see the light at the end of the long financial tunnel, please stay focused on this journey. Now, before we dive into the specific milestones you need to reach, let us address the elephant in the room. Your 40s come with a very unique and heavy set of financial pressures that are often quite overwhelming. You are likely stuck in the sandwich generation, dealing with aging parents who may require medical support. At the same time, you might have teenagers at home who somehow require more money than a small nation. There is also that creeping realization that retirement is no longer a distant fantasy, but a cold reality. But here is what makes your 40s so special and different from every other decade of your life journey. You are finally entering your peak earning years, where your skills are valued at their highest level ever. Hopefully, you have also learned some very valuable and expensive lessons from the money mistakes of the past. Most importantly, you still have just enough time on your side for the power of compound interest to work. The big question facing you today is whether you will use this critical decade to build true wealth now. Will you spend your limited time putting out minor fires? Or will you build a fireproof legacy that lasts? The very first major milestone you must strive to conquer in your 40s is having a significant savings goal. Specifically, you should aim to have exactly 6 times your annual salary saved by the time you hit 50. I fully realize that this might sound like a massive and intimidating number to many of you listening now. But let us take a moment to put this into perspective so you can understand the underlying logic of it. Imagine for a moment that you are currently earning $80,000 annually as your gross income. Based on this benchmark, you would ideally need to have $480,000 saved. Now, before you start feeling stressed, please remember that this total figure includes all of your assets. This includes your 401k, your individual retirement accounts, pension benefits, and even old rolled over accounts. The reason this specific number matters so much is that it puts you on the right track for the future. Most financial experts agree that having 10 times your income saved is the gold standard for retirement. Here is where the mathematical calculations get really interesting and offer a lot of genuine hope for you. If you reach that 6 times salary goal by age 50 and continue to contribute 15% monthly, compound interest will finally take over and begin doing the heavy lifting for you over the coming years. That original $480,000 could potentially grow to over $1.6 million. When you look at it through that specific lens, the goal of saving enough money doesn't seem so impossible. But if you find yourself currently behind on this milestone, do not worry, because these are catch-up years. The good news is that once you officially turn 50 years old, the government allows extra contributions. We are talking about the ability to put an extra $7,000 annually into your 401k account. You can also add an extra $1,000 into your IRA, providing a bonus opportunity to boost savings. Moving on to milestone number 2, which is the absolute necessity of achieving complete debt freedom. I am talking about eliminating every single high-interest debt in your life except for your home mortgage. Let us be completely realistic and honest with each other for a moment about the state of modern housing. Most people in their 40s still have at least 15 to 20 years left on their home loans currently. Trying to pay off a massive mortgage while simultaneously maximizing retirement is a difficult balancing act. It is like trying to juggle several flaming chainsaws on a unicycle while moving forward at high speed. But everything else besides the mortgage absolutely needs to go if you want to find true financial peace. I am talking about high-interest credit cards, expensive car loans, and lingering student loans from the past. You need to clear the deck of all these liabilities because your 40s are for absolute wealth-building mode. Carrying heavy debt payments is exactly like having a massive financial anchor tied directly to your ankle. Let me paint a very clear and sobering picture of what true debt freedom looks like in everyday terms. Let us say you are currently paying $600 a month for your car and $300 for loans. Add another $200 for the minimum payments on your credit cards every single month. That is $1,100 of your hard-earned money that simply disappears into the pockets of banks. Over the course of a single decade, that adds up to a staggering $132,000. Think about that for a second. That is money that could have been building your personal wealth instead. But here is where the reality of debt becomes truly painful when you calculate the massive opportunity cost. If you had invested that same $1,100 every month into a simple and diversified index fund, after just 10 years, you would have over $200,000, and even more after 20 years. That is the true, hidden cost of carrying debt in your 40s. It is the loss of your future potential growth. Milestone number 3 is building what is known as a fortress emergency fund to protect your family. Back when you were in your 30s, having 3 to 6 months of expenses was probably considered adequate. But now that you are in your 40s, you need to start thinking much bigger and more defensively about safety. We are now talking about having 9 to 12 full months of living expenses saved in a liquid account. This is especially critical if you happen to be self-employed or if you work in a volatile industry. You might be wondering why you need such a large increase in your cash reserves during this stable stage. The simple truth is that emergencies in your 40s tend to be much more frequent and more expensive. Your house might suddenly decide that the roof needs a full replacement right before a big school year. Or perhaps your teenager needs several $1,000s worth of emergency work that insurance won't cover. It could be that your aging parents suffer a health crisis and need expensive home modifications immediately. On a more positive note, a fortress fund allows you to take advantage of incredible investment options. According to recent data, the median emergency fund for people in their 40s is far too low right now. Average monthly expenses for a typical household in this age group are usually around $5,000. This means that the average person actually has less than 3 months of expenses saved for a crisis. I strongly recommend keeping this money in a high-yield savings account where it can earn good interest. This ensures that your emergency fund keeps pace with inflation while it sits there waiting to rescue you. Milestone number 4 might actually come as a surprise: developing multiple streams of income. Your 40s are the absolute best time to start thinking strategically about diversifying how you earn money. Relying on a single source of income in today's rapidly changing economy is a very risky strategy. Now, I am not suggesting that you need to become some hyperactive social media influencer overnight. What I am suggesting is that you thoughtfully develop additional revenue that aligns with your skills. This could take the form of rental property, income, consulting services, or earning passive dividends. The beautiful thing about building new income now is that you have decades of professional experience. You are not starting from zero like a beginner. You already understand your industry and your network. Milestone number 5 involves getting very serious and very strategic about your tax optimization plan. Since you are likely in your peak earning years, it also means that you are in a higher tax bracket now. The difference between paying high taxes versus optimizing your income is absolutely massive over time. This is the stage of life where maxing out your tax-advantaged accounts becomes a non-negotiable priority. If you are self-employed, you should explore options like SEP IRAs that allow you to shelter more money. Remember that effective tax planning is not just something you do once a year during the tax season. It is about making smart decisions throughout the year to minimize your burden and maximize your worth. Milestone number 6 is a topic that most people prefer to ignore completely until it is far too late. I am talking about long-term care planning, which is a sobering but necessary part of a complete strategy. Here is a very scary statistic for you. Most people over age 65 will eventually need some care. The average cost of a private room in a nursing home is now well over $7,000 a month. Most standard health insurance plans provide very limited and strictly defined coverage for this need. Planning for this in your 40s is about being realistic and proactive rather than being pessimistic later. If you end up needing several years of professional care, it could easily cost $250,000. An expense of that size could completely wipe out your retirement savings and leave your family in debt. You should look into specific insurance or consider hybrid policies that include long-term health benefits. The most critical thing is to address this while you are still young and while you still have many options. Milestone number 7 is creating what is known as a financial legacy plan to give wealth a purpose. This goes far beyond just having basic estate planning documents like a simple will in place for now. This is about intentionally designing exactly how your hard-earned wealth will impact future generations. If you have children, this might involve fully funding education accounts to ensure they have no debt. It might also mean establishing custodial accounts to give your children a head start on their own wealth. Even more importantly, it means taking the time to teach your teenagers about smart money management. You want to make sure they do not repeat the same financial mistakes you made when you were younger. Milestone number 8 is perhaps the most exciting: developing and sustaining wealth-building momentum. This is the magical point in your journey where your money begins to grow faster than you could spend it. You will know you have achieved this when your net worth increases more from returns than contributions. This kind of momentum does not happen overnight. It is the result of years of consistent discipline. It comes from consistently living well below your means and giving compound interest the time to fly. Once you achieve this state, the process of building wealth becomes almost automatic and effortless. Milestone number 9 is mastering the sophisticated art of strategic spending to improve your happiness. This might sound counterintuitive in a serious discussion about wealth, but balance is required now. Your goal should not be to live like a monk for the next 2 decades while denying yourself every joy. Instead, you should learn to spend your money intentionally on things that provide genuine long-term value. Strategic spending means understanding the difference between enhancing your life and temporary thrills. A family vacation that creates beautiful, lasting memories is a strategic investment in your well-being. Upgrading to a luxury car just to look successful to your neighbors is often a destructive choice. Strategic spending also means investing heavily in your physical health through high-quality nutrition. Milestone 10, and perhaps the most important for success, is mastering intelligent financial automation. By this stage of your life, you should have your money working so efficiently that you don't think of it. We are talking about creating a complete financial ecosystem where every dollar flows automatically. Your emergency fund should maintain its target balance without your manual intervention every month. The technology to automate almost every aspect of your money management already exists right now. In your 40s, you are likely juggling more financial complexity than at any other point in your career. Between retirement accounts, college savings, and helping your parents, there are many moving parts. Trying to manage all of these things manually is like trying to conduct an orchestra on a roller coaster. Smart automation is not about being lazy. It is a highly strategic move for your future security. Every single minute you spend manually moving money is a minute you are not spending on your life. It is time you could be using to grow your career, build deeper relationships, or simply enjoy yourself. Milestone number 11 is the final step: learning how to use your money to buy back your time. Time is the only truly finite resource that you can never create more of, no matter how much you earn. Your 40s are when you finally earn enough income to start making this important trade-off for yourself. This is often the primary difference between those who build substantial wealth and those who do not. Look, you should view your 40s as your financial championship decade, the most important 10 years. These milestones I have shared are not just friendly suggestions. They are your playbook for winning. Unlike your 20s when you were likely broke, or your 30s when you were busy, your 40s offer power. You now have the combination of high earning power and deep wisdom to actually make goals a reality. Please do not let this critical decade slip by while you are too busy putting out minor daily fires. Because the decisions and sacrifices you make right now will determine exactly what your life looks like. Will you be the person sipping drinks on a beautiful beach, or will you be working a retail job in stress? The choice is entirely yours, but the time to start acting on these milestones is right now, today. You have the power to change your financial destiny if you are willing to follow the plan consistently. Let us make these next few years the most productive and profitable years of your entire working life. Thank you so much for listening to this advice, and I truly hope these steps help you find freedom. I know that together we can build a future that is bright, secure, and full of wonderful possibilities. Just remember that every big journey begins with a single small step. So identify your first goal now. Do not let the scale of the task discourage you from making progress every single day toward the end. Support is always available as you navigate this exciting and challenging decade of your financial life. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and never lose sight of the incredible life that is waiting for you. Your future self will thank you for the hard work and the smart decisions you are making right now. Now, go out there and start conquering those milestones one by one with absolute confidence. This is your decade to shine, your decade to build, and your decade to finally secure your future. I believe in your ability to make these changes, so let us get started on this journey together today. Each milestone represents a brick in the wall of your financial security, so lay them with total care. Your 40s are a period of transition, but they are also a period of immense growth and potential. Never stop learning about money and how it works, because knowledge is the most powerful tool. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to be better and who support your goals for freedom. The road ahead may not always be easy, but I promise you that the destination is worth the effort. Think about the peace of mind you will feel when you no longer have to worry about bills ever again. Think about the opportunities you will provide for your children and the legacy you will leave behind. That is the true meaning of wealth, and it is something that is within your reach if you act today. Do not wait for the perfect moment to start, because the perfect moment is the one you create now. You have all the tools you need right here, so use them wisely and build the life you have dreamed of. It is exciting to see what you will achieve in your 40s and beyond as you follow this proven path. Remember that consistency is the key to everything in life, especially when it comes to your money. Even small amounts added consistently over time can grow into a massive fortune thanks to interest. So keep pushing forward, keep striving for excellence, and never give up on your financial dreams. You are more capable than you realize, and you have the strength to overcome any challenge today. Believe in yourself and the plan we have discussed, and you will see amazing things start to happen. I want to see everyone who watches this succeed and find the financial peace that comes with prep. So let us commit today to reaching these milestones and creating a legacy of wealth for everyone. Your journey starts now, and it is an honor to be a part of it as your guide on this long road. Thank you for your time and your attention today, and I look forward to hearing your success stories. Until next time, stay smart with your money, stay focused on your goals, and keep moving forward. Remember that your 40s are the beginning of a whole new chapter, filled with abundance and freedom. Do not let fear or doubt hold you back from taking the steps you need to take for your well-being. You have everything you need to succeed, so go out there and make it happen for yourself right now. The world is full of opportunities for those who are willing to work hard and make smart choices. You are one of those people, and I have no doubt that you will achieve great things in the future. Keep your eyes on the prize and never forget why you started this journey in the first place today. Financial independence is not just a destination. It is a way of living that gives you total freedom. So embrace the milestones, follow the plan, and watch as your life transforms in wonderful ways. You are the architect of your own financial future, so build it with strength, wisdom, and vision. Help is always here to guide you through the world of finance and help you reach your potential. Let us make this decade the one where you finally take control and build the wealth you deserve. Your 40s are your time to shine, so do not waste another day before you start working on this. Every step you take today brings you closer to the freedom and security you have worked hard for. So be bold, be brave, and be smart with your choices, and you will see the rewards very soon. Taking the time to learn these principles shows a great commitment to your better financial future. This is just the beginning of a wonderful journey, and I cannot wait to see where it takes you. Keep learning, keep growing, and always keep your goals at the forefront of your mind every day. You are going to do great things, and it is a pleasure to be here to cheer you on every step. Good luck with your milestones, and remember that there is always more knowledge to share with you. Have a wonderful day and a successful journey to wealth, and I will see you again very soon. Goodbye for now, and remember that your financial championship decade has officially begun today.